Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of September, 2017. 1 month till your birthday. She'll be 18. And this is episode 259. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys, to all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had some people introduce themselves in the introduction thread in our Ravelry group this week. Why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Tracy, who is Tracy Sue from Wisconsin, and her 9-year-old daughter, Becky. Verena, who is Osaki from the Netherlands, but living in Washington. Valerie, who is Valley65 from Oregon. Pam, who is P. Jeeves, and Beth, who is Forest Yurt Dweller from Washington.
Welcome. We're glad to have you guys. Thanks for introducing yourselves. So, Dammy, if somebody has not joined the Ravelry group and introduced themselves, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because we'll give you a shout out on our next episode, and you'll be able to participate in all our ALs and giveaways.
Well, we have quite a few things to talk about, including a review this week, so we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Dammy?
I'm still working on the same two things I have been working on. The Hades scarf and the 5th Potiversary sample. The Hades scarf is on US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Ginger's hand-dyed Sheepish DK on the Moon River colorway. It's not finished yet. No.
But you're working on it.
Yes, and then the 5th Potiversary sample is a pattern you've designed. I'm using US 2.5, 3.5, 3 millimeter needles?
I think that's right.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because US 4 is 3.5.
Yeah, and it...
Oh, wait. US 2.5 is 3 millimeter, because that's what I'm using on this.
Oh, yeah. And the yarn is All About Yarn Sparkle Owl, and all I have left is the cuff, which is 12 rows. But the repeats have been cables every other row.
Yeah.
So it's been taking a long time.
Yeah.
But hopefully I can finish it either today, but maybe not, or tomorrow.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. Anything else you're working on?
No. So what are you working on?
You know, I just realized we're both wearing coffee shirts today.
Oh.
Mine says, I drink more coffee than a Gilmore. What does yours say?
Mine says, I just want to drink coffee, create stuff, and sleep.
I have it too in the pink shirt. So, what am I working on? I am working on the Miss Winkle for our friend Jean. Hold on, I've set it down and now I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. This is the Miss Winkle pattern by Martina Bem. I'm using US 2.5 3mm needles, and the yarn is Neighborhood Fiber Co. Rustic Fingering in the Shaw colorway. So you make these really cool loops, and then I'll block them with a dowel or something through them. So I'm working on loop number 16 now. Obviously the rows get longer the farther you go, but it's so squishy. So, but this is really fun. It's not super difficult. You just have to, oh sorry, the needle was clanking with the tripod. So it's not super difficult. You just have to pay attention on your turning rows. So, yeah. And then the other thing I'm working on, I can't show you. This is going to be a new design called Please Call Me Anne with an E shawl. I'm knitting it on US 4's 3.5mm needles, and I'm using All About Yarn Cuddly Owl Sock in the yet unnamed colorways. I have made a lot of progress on this week. In fact, I spent almost the entire day yesterday watching a TV show that I'll talk about later, and knitting on this shawl. So I'm making good progress. The rows are getting longer, obviously, because I'm increasing 4 stitches every other row.
You don't design any other shawl. You do it where it gets incredibly bigger as you go along, not where it stays relatively consistent.
Well, the wraps do.
The wraps, you don't do anything.
Or cows. The cows do.
The cows don't. You don't do anything.
No, but they stay
either.
the same size.
But,
Because if it stayed the same size, it would be a cowl or a wrap.
no, relatively the same size. Like you have one that goes sideways. That's more or less the same with the stitch count on every row, but it gets wider at one point, but then it goes back down. Yours just get bigger and don't do anything.
I don't know. I don't know what shawl you're talking about that I've designed.
Not that you've designed.
Oh. Are you talking about the, was it called Spectrum?
No, I don't think so. Like an actual shawl.
I am not sure. Who knew? Who knows? That's everything that's on my needles. I need to cast a pair of socks on so that I have those for when I'm out and about. But I was focusing on shawl knitting yesterday. So that's everything, which means I have some FOs. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
I have two. First up is my weekly preemie hat. I realized last week on the podcast I said the wrong number.
Oh.
It was actually number 36, not 35. So this week is number 37 for the year. This is my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Fierce Fiber Springy Fingering in the Gradient Purple Lotus, the light one of that colorway, and Napier's Knits in the Purple Swallowtail Variegated colorway. So I just held them doubled and made a cute little hat. So that one's done. And then I finished birthday socks for my bestie Katie. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern on US 1.5, 2.5mm needles. And this is Wild Happy Color hand-dyed yarn, authentic base in the Northern Lights colorway. And it's beautiful. Do you hear snoring? That's the dog. Sorry that we're boring you, Hala.
She's asleep.
So there are the socks. So I just need to get a birthday card so that I can get them sent to my bestie. Her birthday's not until October. But I will get those ready to be sent out. And I know she will love them because hashtag CC socks is what they have named them in their household. So, yeah, so that's everything I've finished. So let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. Yummies. What are yummies, Tammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things, things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. We went on a little journey on Friday, Dammy.
Mm-hmm. It was long.
Well, yeah, it was, but... So, we took the Bremerton to Kingston ferry. No, we took the Edmonds to Kingston ferry, which was about half an hour. And I have some video. Because what did we see on the way back?
A seal.
A seal. And Dammy took a picture. It's not super clear because, you know, it was away. But anyway, so we got to Kingston and one of the rectors of the church over there picked us up and we went and we went to Port Gamble, which is a picturesque, adorable little town that totally reminded us of...
You can say it.
Stars Hollow.
There was a yarn shop.
There was. We went in the yarn shop. They had lots of squishy yarn.
And greyhounds.
They did have greyhounds.
They were very soft.
And then we went and had lunch with the two rectors. Rectors are the pastors of two different churches. And we had yummy lunch and good conversation. And then the rector who had picked us up at the ferry drove us all the way around down to Poulsbo and then down to Bremerton, which is where we're hoping to land eventually to live. And because, you know, you can look at a place on a map, but it doesn't, I mean, it's not like seeing it in person and like finding out what are like good neighborhoods or not so good neighborhoods to live and all the things like that. So, and then he drove us back up to Kingston to catch the ferry home. back over here to Edmonds. Yeah, it's called the Kitsap Peninsula is where we were at. And it's really, really nice, really cool. In Bremerton is a naval base where they work on submarines. So that's pretty cool. Do you have anything you want to say about the trip over?
No.
Was that the first time you'd been on a boat?
I don't think on a boat, but on a ferry, yeah.
Okay. I can't remember if you've been on another boat before. I don't know. So, yeah, so that was really cool. So, and things are progressing. There's a really good possibility that the Hubs will be having a job very soon. So keep those prayers coming and fingers crossed and good wishes and anything else you want to send our way that's positive, no negative, please. So we'll keep you updated and, yeah. Dammy is looking at Holla the dog. We'll try to see if we can get some video to put in at the end of the episode of her. Yeah. Okay, anything else we want to say about that?
No.
Okay, you have something you were going to talk about.
Yeah, I just discovered something cute on Etsy. It's someone who does custom Funko Pop vinyl dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a couple of great comic ones.
Cool.
I thought they were cute.
I haven't looked at them yet, but I will when I'm doing the show notes. Okay, do we have anything else to put in Yummies?
No.
All right, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So this month's theme is just kind of like getting into autumn and back to school and nitty stuff and all kinds of things like that. I think today's tag is hashtag WID and what I'm doing now. So, yeah. So what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Great job, everybody. So it's never too late to join in. You just take a look at the prompt for the day. We're very tutor friendly, so however you want to interpret it is fine. You take a photo related to that prompt, you post it on Instagram, and in the caption, make sure you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photos, and yours might get chosen. All right, Dammy, we have some upcoming events that we are planning to be attending. Do you want to talk about the first one?
Sure. Vogue Knitting Live here in Seattle. It's Friday the 3rd of November through Sunday the 5th. Are we going to all 3 days?
No, we probably will be there on Saturday.
The 4th.
The 4th. And then the other one is the following weekend, Knit Fit, which is Saturday the 11th of November and Sunday the 12th of November. Again, we'll probably be there on the Saturday. And there are links in the show notes to both of these events. And when we know for sure what day we'll be attending, 99% sure that it's going to be the Saturdays. Holla is just like snoring. We will let you know what days for sure, but probably Saturdays. All right, I think that's everything. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
That is correct. So what are you reading, Dammy?
I am still reading War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy.
Okay.
But in my spare time, I've been not reading that and trying to get the sock sample done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't read in it at the same time.
Like I can.
I can't do the thing where you touch the page to get it to flip with my pinky.
I think it's easier for me because I'm usually knitting continental, so this hand I can just be like, doop.
Yeah, and the sock is like almost all cables.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention to the cables and not the book. I should see if there's an audiobook on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because I can listen.
Yeah.
And
Knit.
knit.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
So what are you reading?
Well, I finished several things this week. I finished Liturgy of the Ordinary, Sacred Practices in Everyday Life by Tish Harrison Warren. And this is probably my favorite nonfiction book I've read this year. It was amazing. I highly recommend it. It is now in my nonfiction favorites folder, which occasionally I go back and read some of them again. Mm-hmm. So... and then I had picked up on sale You're Never Weird on the Internet Almost by Felicia Day. It was on sale for like $1.99 a few weeks ago or something. And I just ended up like binge reading it. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. There is some language in it. Just FYI. And then now I am reading Uninvited, Living Loved When You Feel Less Than, Left Out and Lonely by Lisa Turkhorst. And I've just started. I've only read the first chapter, but already I'm just like, oh, this woman is inside my head. And then fiction-wise, I finished reading Tallywhite Homicide Counselor series by Vicki Stifel. I finished book 4, and I actually talked to Vicki this past week, and she is working on book 5. We know there's not a date of when it'll be out yet, but... And then I read Blood of a Phoenix, which is book number 2 in the Nyx series by Shannon Mayer. And that one, all 3 of these fictional ones are on Kindle Unlimited. And so it was good. It wasn't as good, I didn't feel like, as the first book in the series, but it was still...
With how many books you read, how do you remember how the previous or first book in a series was?
I have a Goodreads account, and I... rate every book I read, so I can go back and look. So I think I started in like late 2015 doing that.
Okay.
So, and then I'm currently reading The Keep, which is book number 4 in the Secret of Spell Shadow Manor series by Bella Forrest, and I've just started it, so I cannot tell you yet about it. And then I watched a lot of Hallmark this week. I watched the last movie in the Aurora Teagarden mystery series called A Bundle of Trouble. And then I watched all 5 movies in the Murder, She Baked series. Chocolate Chip Mystery, Plum Pudding, Peach Cobbler, A Deadly Recipe, and Just Desserts. Yeah. And then, yesterday, I watched the entire TV series of Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. Signed, Sealed, Delivered. It was 10 episodes.
Good grief.
Of like 40 minutes an episode. I told you, I sat and worked on the Anne shawl like all day yesterday. So now there are follow-up movies. There's like 7 or 8 movies. So that'll be what I watch next.
Okay.
And I finished rewatching season 2 of Outlander. I only had 1 episode left. So I finished that. And then, okay, Outlander is not safe for children. Dammy does not read or watch it. Do not read or watch this with your young children. It is not safe. Okay, there you go. All right, so season 3 started on Sunday. Episode 1 was called The Battle Joined. I cried a lot. I'm about to spoil everything, so if you haven't watched it, you need to fast forward. So it was a very, very, very long wait for this. But, so it was, I wrote some notes so that I would know what I wanted to tell you. It was extremely emotional seeing the deaths of so many because it was the Battle of Culloden. And the scene between Jamie and Blackjack Randall was so powerful as they fought tooth and nail, and Jack died. Spoiler, Jamie killed him. The final scene between Rupert and Jamie where they're talking about Angus and then Rupert getting shot. Oh my gosh, I cried pretty much through the whole episode.
I have no idea who these people are.
No, you don't. And then Jamie arrived at Lollybrook. I knew he would survive. I've read the books. They can't kill him off. So we were back and forth between the time around the Battle of Culloden and then in Boston where Claire delivers baby Brianna. And she and Frank, they had been fighting everything, and then they were like, can be a new beginning for all of us. And then the nurse walks in and goes, "Where'd she get the red hair?"
She being the baby.
She being the baby.
How much hair did this brand new baby have?
Not a ton, but you could see that it was red.
Just Frank?
Mm-hmm.
No, but Jamie?
Yes, because Brianna is Jamie's baby.
Okay, just like the way you said it ending the episode like that made it sound like he didn't know about Jamie.
No, they're like, this is a new beginning for all of us, and then it's like, I'm just going to throw Jamie in her face again. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was powerful. So I watched it twice. I watched it one time, not taking notes, just watching it. And then I watched it a second time and took some notes for y'all. Yeah. And then I have been listening a little bit to the Spotify CC and Dammy Love Musicals playlist. I also listened to some Nora Jones. I also listened to the Spotify Hymns for Hipsters playlist.
What an interesting name.
I know, but I really, really like it. Yeah, really like it. And then you've been listening to?
I'm listening to The Great Comet of 1812. What? And also Britton Ashford's solo music and the music of her band, Prairie Empire. Britton Ashford is from The Great Comet. She played Sonia.
Okay.
And her music is very good.
What kind of style is her music?
Folk pop, but
Okay.
not very poppy. Like
this kind of pop?
no. Like, I'll give you a song to listen to and you'll know the genre. I can't remember the name of it, but folk pop sounds the closest to what it is.
I got water on my glasses. No, I can't see. Okay. Are you listening to anything else?
No.
Anything else you want to talk about in this segment?
No.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
And now we're going to talk about our September, October, November artistic autumnal cal.
Yes.
Ow.
So this started on the 1st of September and it runs through the 30th of November. 2 main rules. First, it's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince this is related to autumn. Fallback is you knit it in the autumn.
Made in the autumn.
You made it in the autumn, sorry. Second rule is no whips are allowed. You have to start your project the 1st of September or later and finish it by the 30th of November. Okay? Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it meets the rules. We have lots of lovely prizes that are on the screen right now, including one new prize, which is a Ravelry pattern of up to $6 donated by an anonymous sponsor. Thank you to all of our sponsors for donating prizes. If you would like to donate one, just PM me, Java Pearl, on Ravelry, or send us an email at
geekygirlsknit@gmail.com.
If you'd like to see the prizes more in detail, you can go to
geekygirlsknit.com,
where there are photos and links, or come back for the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. You have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. Every project you finish and post in the FO thread is one entry into the giveaways. The hashtag is #GGKAutumn17. We will lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of December and draw prize winners on the next podcast after that. You will have 30 days to claim your prize if you are a winner or you forfeit it. There's a chatter thread in the Ravelry group where we can support each other, ask questions. It's where Dammy gives shout outs to people who finish projects, as well as she gives you a shout out on the podcast, which she's going to do right now.
AA Lauzon, BZ Mom of 2, Falling Star 12, Frymeister, Jimabel, Girl in Knots, Jilarima, JP Music 15, Knit Central, Nitty Moomin, Lane L, Little Angel SG2, Mrs. Kellogg, Rosie JPM, Shirley Knits 123, Stitch by Moonlight, Sylvia 1002, and VT Kimmy Kim.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects and get them posted, and you might be a winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
The dog is behind the camera, just so you know. So, Dammy, what is this week's question?
This week's question is from Marianne, who is Knit Central from Massachusetts. Cece,
Yes.
you make so many preemie hats. Do you ever make mistakes while knitting them?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It was just a few weeks ago, I think I made one.
Did not increase on one needle.
For just one row, not like the whole thing.
I thought it was the whole hat.
No, just one row.
I'm pretty sure you told me it was the whole hat.
No, just one needle. But by the time I realized it, I was on the ribbing, and it still works. So, yeah. I mean, I have the pattern memorized, but some days I just get distracted and miss increasing or something silly like that. So even though I knit I don't know, probably at least 100 of them, I do still sometimes forget what I'm doing. I've also on occasion, it's gotten better, but I've had 2 or 3 pom-poms fall apart after I made them. Mm-hmm. But I learned that you use thin yarn to tie it together. So like a 4-ply fingering weight is what I use to tie them together versus tying them together with the yarn I'm knitting with.
Or the yarn you made it with.
Yeah. So that helps it stay together better. And I also, what I do is I use I should have brought it with me, pom-pom maker. After I've cut it, I tie it once and then I turn it upside down and tie it twice. And that gives it tying on both the bottom and top. Mm-hmm. So that works better. So yes, I do make mistakes. Don't we all?
Hala had to rearrange herself so she could pay attention to what you were saying.
Yes, because it's very important because I make mistakes. And that's my answer. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
And we will answer it. All right, we have a review, so let's move on.
And now we have a review and giveaway.
That's right. So we were sent the book, Independent Fabrication.
There's a window, that's why it's reflecting.
Volume 2 by Sloan Rosenthal to review.
Should I turn up the brightness?
We can probably, let me see if I can do that.
Just turn it up all the way.
It just makes it.
Not all the pages are that white.
Yeah. So we were sent this by Sloan to review. And this book, she was inspired by different, but she was inspired by different small quantity yarn. It's not a commercial. It's like, I can't think of the right word, but and so no.
Independent?
Yeah, independent, but she used a word somewhere and now I can't find it. About goodness, Cece. Anyway.
Should have written this down.
I should have, and now I can't find the word. Anyway, so this is, here we go. Favorite small batch yarns. There we go. So this is all accessories, and this time around she does hats, cowls, and mitts, and the patterns feature cables, lace, Gansey-inspired knit and purl patterns, and slip-stitch-based textures. So let's talk about the patterns. First up, is the Cloud Veil Dome out of Jill Draper Make Stuff Mohonk. And you'll have to give me a minute because I have to go back and forth because...
Why don't we just show all the patterns first and then...
And I can go back and then we can talk about them in detail?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. There's a closer up of the hat. And then we have, hold on, the names on the next page. The Mount Woodring Cowl in Brooks Farm Trio. Then we have the String Lake and it's on Bare Naked Wool's Chabris worsted. There's another picture of it. This is one of my 2 favorite ones out of the book. Then we have this hat and mitts. So this is the Buck Mountain hat on Sincere Sheep Eureka worsted. And then this is my other favorite. This is the Coulter Bay cowl on Swans Island Natural Colors Merino worsted. And they've also got it doubled up there. So that's my second favorite. This is the Teton Traverse mitts on Stonewool Cormo. They look cozy. Extremely cozy. And then the... Yes, on Elemental Effects Civility worsted. Look at that pom-pom. Yes. And then the Taggart Lake mitts on White Barn Farm Heaven Erin. And then the Phelps Lake on Hudson Valley Fibers Moodna. It's a really pretty color.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all of the patterns. So now let's talk about them in detail. So we have the Buck Mountain hat. This comes in 2 sizes, adult sizes, on a worsted weight yarn. All of these are one skein, but you need to be aware...
for sizing?
Well, but also like you need to be aware of it might be an oversized skein. So you need to pay attention to yardage. So this is knit on US 5's 3.5 mil and US 7's 4.5 mil needles.
I didn't notice it said skills required.
I didn't either, but
nice in the pattern.
Yeah. So like, for example, this one, you need to know about decreasing knitting in the round, small circumference circular knitting using double pointed needles or magic loop. So this was inspired by a traditional Gansey stitch pattern, and it provides a bold graphic look to the hat with a tiny bit of slouch. And there are mitts, the Buck Mountain mitts go with it as well. The charts are nice and big and clear, and also the written instructions. Then we have the Cloudvale Dome hat. Again, 2 sizes on a heavy sport or light DK weight yarn on US 3's 3.25, US 2's 2.75, and US 1's 2.25 mil needles. So she wanted a rhythmic, intuitive lace pattern for this, and it has a bit of slouch.
And a pom-pom.
And a pom-pom for the win. Yeah, so that one is really cool. Then we have the Tiwanot hat.
Do these go from like hats to cowls to mitts?
I think so. This is a one-sized hat on US 5's 3.75 and US 7's 4.5 mil needles on a worsted weight yarn. So Tiwanot is the Shoshone word that means many pinnacles, and that was the original name for the Teton Mountain Range. So this is cables that cascade out of 2x2 ribbing upwards and downwards towards and away from a series of peaks. So that one's really cool as well. And then we have the Mount Woodring cowl.
It looks like an infinity cowl.
It kind of does. Let's see. One size on a worsted weight yarn on US 7's 4.5 mil needles. So this is a set, nested sets of 3x3 cables twisting into cascading 3-dimensional folds, which is really, really cool. It's got a provisional cast on so that you can join it in the round. I don't see that it says it's an infinity.
It just looks
Yeah,
like
it's
it
that-
because
it-
of the fold.
Yeah, the folds are, if the folds give it that look that make it kind of look like an infinity cowl. It's very pretty. And then we have the String Lake. Oh, come on, there we go. So this is one of my two favorites out of the book. It comes in one size on worsted weight yarn on US 5's 3.75, US 6 4 mil, and US 7's 4.5 mil needles. And it's a worked in the round, and you shape it by decreasing needle sizes. And it's a slip stitch pattern. Yeah, so it is one of my favorites out of the book. Ooh,
Interesting.
interesting. There's an interesting stitch in it you'll have to check out. This is the Coulter Bay cowl.
I like that color.
Yeah, is this the other one I said that was my other favorite?
Possibly.
I think it is. Also one size on worsted weight yarn, US 7's 4.5 mil needles. And it's an open lace pattern. And yeah. Yeah, so that one's really pretty. I like it. And then we're to the mitts. We have the Taggart Lake mitts, which it looks like have some slip stitches in it. This comes in two sizes, Aran weight yarn, US 6 4 mil and US 8 5 mil needles. They're knit in the round from the cuff to the fingers with a thumb gusset. Yes, it is a slip stitch pattern. It makes a really dense fabric because of that slip stitch pattern. Yeah, they're really pretty and they look really cozy. Then we have the Phelps Lake mitts, which are three sizes on a DK weight yarn, US 4's 3.5 mil, and these ones are knit flat and seamed. So it's like knitting a swatch. They're thumbless and fingerless. And they've got chunky 2.2 by 1 rib on the palm and two-step cables on the back of the hand. So that's really cool. Yeah, those are very, very pretty. And then we have the Teton Traverse mitts. I like that it's like that pointed detail at the top. That's kind of cool. So this is also three sizes on worsted weight yarn, US 3's 3.25 and US 5's 3.5 mil needles. They're knit in the round from the cuff to fingers and again a thumb gusset. It's a welt pattern, a riff on another Gansey inspired texture. And she says it's easy to read the pattern as you're knitting. You like to be able to read your knitting. Yeah. So those are really pretty as well. And then we have,
That's the same one.
oh yeah, because you have the option, right?
Option.
Well, because these are, oh no, okay, I get it. I thought these were fingerless.
No.
No, they're not. Okay, that makes more sense now. Sorry, I was a little confused. And then we have a techniques, yarns, and abbreviations section. Acknowledgements and about the author. There's the back cover. So what was your favorite out of this, Sammy?
I liked the orange cowl. I can't remember the name of it.
The Coulter Bay?
Yes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites as
It was
well.
very late when I was looking through it, and I thought there was a typo when it said Coulter Bay, but it did not.
That's funny. So that one and the
String Lake, the silver cowl.
this one are my two favorites. So what's your overall opinion of the book?
I liked it. I like how the designer used like independent and like small batch yarns, and I like how all the designs are very simple. It looks like
Yeah, she just lets the
yarn
speak for itself and pays attention, and if you look in the book, she talks about how the construction of the yarn, how it works within the pattern and everything. So that's a really, really interesting discussion that she has there. So there's 3 hats, 3 cows, 3 pairs of mitts, right?
I thought it was 8 patterns. Look in the table of contents.
But it doesn't say what they are. 3,
Wait.
4, 5, 6. No, there's 9 patterns.
Oh, so I guess there is 3 of each.
Yes. 3 hats, 3 cows, and 3 pairs of mitts, 2 fingerless pairs plus 1 pair of mittens. So I would say definitely check it out. So there's some really interesting patterns and lovely yarns, and it's beautiful. So you can pre-order the print and ebook bundle for $26, and the link is in the show notes. Or you can get the ebook for $21 on Ravelry, which is also in the show notes. And Sloan has offered a giveaway of a print copy of the book for one of y'all. So what we want you to do is go to our Ravelry group, find the giveaway thread, and tell us your favorite pattern from the book. We'll keep the giveaway open for 2 weeks and announce the winner in episode 261. So again, this is Independent Fabrication, Volume 2 by Sloan Rosenthal. And Sloan sent us this book for review and giveaway. So thank you, Sloan. Definitely check it out. There's some really cool patterns, and I feel like I might be knitting a cow at some point. So, all right, let's move on to the next segment. That's it. We made it to the end. Thanks for being here with us today. We don't have any unusual announcements. So yeah, just the normal stuff. So a huge thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, however you do it, with thumbs up, comments, downloading the podcast, rating it on iTunes, conversing with us in the Ravelry group, participating in the Owls, etc. But a big thank you especially to those of you who support the podcast financially. There's 3 main ways you can do that. The main one is you can support us on Patreon, which is a site where you support your favorite creatives by pledging a certain amount a month, and you receive rewards based on that. I just sent out rewards this past week. So if you were due for a reward, that should be coming to you in the post. If you would like to know more about this or would like to sign up to support us, go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
Yeah. And we are at amazon.com.co.uk and .canada affiliates. If you click through our website first before you shop, Amazon gives us a little money back based on what you purchased. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway. So Dammy, if they want to know more about any of those or want to find us online, what should they do?
Go to, what do I say?
geekygirlsnet.com. There you can find.
Our website is geekygirlsnet.com, and there you can find links to everywhere else we are online. YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Yes, and with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We've only been doing this for 259 episodes in 5 years. Occasionally, we forget who we are and what we do. So we hope you all have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you again next time. Happy knitting. Bye.
Shake. Shake. Nice to meet you. Oh, you don't want it?
Have you been snoring on the podcast, Hala? Do you have anything you want to say to the people?
Shake. Shake. No shake? Okay.
You're getting the side
You're
eye.
sleepy. You're sleepy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, say bye-bye, Hala.
Shake. Wave. You don't. No, wave is nothing.
Oh, are you getting bashful,
no.
Hala?
Oh no.
Quit being paparazzi. Is that what you're saying? All right.
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi. Bye, Hala.